So last Wednesday evening, of course, as everybody knows, was the debt ceiling vote in the House of Representatives. It passed. We're okay. We don't have a disaster. We have disasters in the legislation, but we don't have a debt ceiling disaster at the moment. But Lauren Boebert, who was adamantly against that debt ceiling deal, didn't want anything to do with it, thought it was a horrible piece of legislation, very outspoken last week. She didn't show up to vote. So, between Wednesday and Saturday, Republicans were asking, Lauren, what the hell? You said you were so against this and then you didn't even bother to show up to vote against it? What's going on? And she didn't answer. She wouldn't answer reporters' questions. She wouldn't answer constituents' questions. So finally, about halfway through the day on Saturday, Lauren puts out a video to tell us why she bravely and boldly decided to skip that vote on the debt ceiling. Here is the video that Boebert put out this past Saturday. Take a look.
Hey everyone, I am back in Colorado, but let's talk about DC. No excuses, I was ticked off. They wouldn't let me do my job, so I didn't take the vote. Once again, Washington's power machine shoved a multi-trillion-dollar bill down our throats, refused to allow debate or amendments, disregarded everything we fought for in January to actually allow representatives to do their jobs, and instead, they served us up a crap sandwich. Call it a no-show protest, but I certainly let every one of my colleagues and the country know I was against this garbage of a bill and against bypassing the voice of each representative. Deals cut in the dark are why we are headed towards $36 trillion in debt, and I refuse to be a part of it.
Dang. Strong words, Lauren, very strong words. I'm sure your base is happy knowing that you didn't show up because it was a no-show protest vote, as you said. Powerful, right? Super powerful. I mean, let's just hope there's not video of you trying to run up the Capitol steps in time to make it to the vote so that it doesn't prove your entire Saturday video wrong, right? Well, bad news, Lauren, because here is that very video.
They just closed it. They closed it? Yeah.
So you sprinting up those steps doesn't actually seem like you're trying to be involved in a no-show protest vote. It actually seems like maybe you forgot what your job was and you didn't show up and then you couldn't get in because it had been closed because the vote was taking place. Pretty video on Saturday though, right? I mean, very powerful language, powerful imagery. They won't let me do my job. They won't let you do your job because you don't show up. Like, that's what that second video proved. Like, why can't I do my job? I don't know. Maybe you need to run faster. Maybe you need to get a better watch. Maybe you need to not go gallivanting around our nation's capital when you actually need to be in the House chambers to cast a vote. I don't know. Those are just some suggestions, but you clearly did not engage in a no-show protest vote. You desperately wanted to get in there. You just lost all track of time. So I think the big question at this point is, where were you? What were you doing? Right? I mean, clearly you weren't in your office. So where did Lauren Boebert go? That's the thing that I have not seen in any reports. Where were you? What were you doing, Lauren? Because I think at this point, the public deserves another answer. Now, you'll probably wait, 4 or 5 more days and then put out a video. Well, I didn't make it in time because I was too busy. Who knows? But I do think the public deserves an explanation. Not to mention, why weren't you just honest in the first place? Like, listen, I missed the vote. I screwed up. And I think the reason you're not saying that is because then you would have to tell us where you were. Something's not right here, folks. Something does not smell right. This is not just Lauren Boebert lying about why she missed the vote. The frantic attitude that she had running up those steps, like, I don't know. It just leads me to think that she was doing something that she doesn't want us to know about. Like, that's the conclusion I am coming to right now. And until she comes forward and sets the record straight, provides receipts of where she was, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you were probably doing something you don't want the rest of the people in this country to know about. Because that's all I can make from the information available until Lauren Boebert herself gives us the real information so we can know what she was doing that was so important that she missed the debt ceiling vote.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.